A dark and annoying creature haunts the world of Minecraft, and that is the witches. They're lurking in their remote swamps, crafting powerful potions, and they're shunned by their former villages. But what if these witches weren't always what they currently are? Some believe that these witches were once alchemists in villages that wanted to push the boundaries of nature, and doing this, they were transformed into something far more sinister and ugly. Was it their quest for power, or was it something more like a curse from the gods that changed them? And the deeper truth about this may be hidden in folklore and myth, where lightning strikes can turn a villager into something a bit more dangerous. Stress is making my hair fall off, and it's because 98% of you are not subscribed. So if you want me to recover my hair, subscribe! There is a lot of lore in Minecraft, especially since there are different types of media and games to take into account. But for today, we'll mostly be taking into account vanilla Minecraft. One of the most popular theories is that witches may have once been part of regular villages, specifically as alchemists or potion makers. According to this hypothesis, witches began as villagers with a special profession, but they were working on a secret project, attempting to create a potion capable of curing zombie villagers. As these alchemists pushed the boundaries of potion making, their practices grew controversial in the villages, leading to their expulsion from this. And this could also explain why witches now live in remote swamps, isolated from villages. However, there are key differences that cast doubt into this theory. Witches possess darker grayish skin and purple eyes. Unlike the rosy complexion and green eyes of villagers, they also have a wart on their nose, which could symbolize some physical transformation or curse. This drastic change in appearance suggests something more significant than simply being shunned. It could imply that the witches underwent a transformation that altered both their physical appearance and their nature. Something that gives more of a hint of the change in appearance is that Mojang has confirmed that Minecraft witches were inspired by the Slavic folklore of Baba Yaga, a mysterious and often malevolent witch from the Eastern European legends. Baba Yaga is depicted as an old woman who lives in a hut deep within the forest, which is sometimes depicted as standing in chicken legs. She is well known for her knowledge in magic, potions, and spells, and she can be both a helper or a villain depending on the story. This duality might reflect the ambiguous nature of Minecraft witches, who are hostile towards the player but might also have once served a functional, beneficial role for villages. But another point of context that I think it's important to mention is the role of clerics within Minecraft villages, because clerics are villagers who specialize in trading natural collectibles that can be useful for potion making and bottles of experience. They are tied to brewing stands, which they use to carry out their profession, but it's noticeable that clerics never actually brew potions or sell them. This raises an intriguing possibility. What if witches were once clerics who sought to master potion making, but maybe they took it a little bit too far? Witches, unlike clerics, are capable of wielding potions, including poison, weakness, and harming. This mastery of potions could suggest that witches are former clerics who left villages in search of maybe greater power, and their transformation, either from magical experimentation or divine punishment, could have altered them to become the creatures they currently are. And well, one of the most fascinating mechanics in Minecraft is that villagers struck by lightning can transform into witches. This transformation is instantaneous, irreversible, and deeply tied to the natural world. Lightning strikes are rare but powerful occurrences, and the idea of transformation through lightning has roots in real-world mythology. Lightning is seen as a divine force capable of altering both the physical and spiritual nature of a person. For example, in Native American mythology, lightning strikes can mark individuals for spiritual transformation, often leading them to becoming shamans or healers. And in Roman and Etruscan beliefs, lightning was a sign of a divine favor or disfavor, and objects or people struck by lightning were considered touched by gods. And another example of this is that shamanic traditions often see survivors of lightning strikes as transformed individuals, destined for a special role in society, much like the witches in Minecraft, who transform and gain potion making abilities. This connection to myth and folklore suggests that the transformations of villagers into witches is more than just a random event. It could be seen as a punishment or a divine intervention, transforming them into something magical and dangerous. So, as there is a lot of information about Minecraft witches that is shrouded in mystery, I can make out two possible theories. One of these is that witches were once clerics who sought to attain power and left the villages in search for better materials, possibly to cure zombie villagers. On their journeys, they discovered a way to the nether and began gathering rare resources, like blaze rods, which are crucial for crafting potions, along with the brewing stands. This journey likely took a long time, and through their quest for power and exploration of unknown elements, the clerics may have undergone a physical and magical transformation, turning them into the unusual creatures that we now know as witches. Once they eventually returned to the villages, their physical changes and strange abilities may have caused fear and distrust from the rest of the villagers, and this is why they were shunned and cast out, leading the witches to live in isolation. The other possible theory is that witches that were cleric villagers underwent a powerful transformation as a result of meddling with nature and disturbing the balance of things. This change may have caused them to cease being the creatures they once were, transforming them into something entirely new. Witches cannot reproduce, cannot sleep, and they can respawn, unlike villagers can. So they may have given up these abilities either as a trade-off for their power or as a form of punishment. And to villagers, these transformations may have been seen as something unnatural and a consequence of their interference with forces they shouldn't have been tampered with, which is why they were also, like the other theory, shunned and excluded from villages. I think that there is a possibility that both of these theories could be true, or maybe neither. The lore of witches in Minecraft, though largely speculative, draws from rich folklore and mythology. The transformation of villagers into witches through lightning strikes suggests deeper connection to ancient beliefs about lightning as a divine force capable of bestowing both power and curses. Perhaps it's not just about the witches being cursed, but a broader curse on the villages themselves. When villagers are eliminated, they cannot respawn, and neither can non-hostile creatures, unlike hostile mobs, which can respawn if there's a suitable spawning area. Maybe villagers are destined to suffer. But this theory delves into a much deeper lore scenario, and whether witches are former clerics seeking power or victims of divine punishment, their origins remain one of the game's greatest mysteries.